Greetings, peace and Black Power family. This is Jade Arundel, aka Lioness Crowned, your revolutionary, unapologetically Black African host right here at FlyNubianQueen.com, the network for melanated women and men like you. We are breaking news right now from the newsroom of Fly Nubian Queen. As you're coming in, make sure you come in and hit the like button. Make sure you are subscribed to us. Make sure you text the word Queens to 31996. That's Queens with an S to 31996. I'm getting messages and dings coming into the newsroom right now, Fly Nubian Queen. We have breaking news, and the breaking news is that Kellyanne Conway just tested positive for COVID-19. Okay, we already know that 45, the Antichrist, has tested positive for COVID-19. He was airlifted today from the White House, I like to call it the Devil House, you know what I'm saying, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. He was airlifted from there to Walter Reed National Army Military Hospital, okay? Why was he airlifted when Walter Reed is really not far at all from the Antichrist house? But either way, he was airlifted there after it came out early this morning, right? Or overnight last night, early this morning, during this Aries full moon, by the way, okay, that 45 the Antichrist, aka Donald J. Trump, y'all's president, and his wife, who is a horrible alleged white supremacist. I'm being kind and saying alleged white supremacist or suspected white supremacist rather. But either way, news broke that they both tested positive for COVID-19. Then today, Antichrist is airlifted to Walter Reed. Y'all hit the like button as you're coming in. And then just now, news broke that Kellyanne Conway, who has been working as a special advisor to the Antichrist, also has tested positive. Now, is this legitimate? Are these people legit infected? I think there's a great possibility. Yes, listen, this is the fall of Babylon. Shout out to everyone tuning into FlyNubianQueen.com, the network for melanated women and men like you. Here is the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. It says that allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about it. I think that there's a good chance this stuff is legitimate, that it's possible, that maybe these people legitimately have COVID-19. What's the big deal? This isn't the first time that people in the White House who have been around the Antichrist have tested positive for COVID-19. But look at the timing of it. 1 month, I think today is 32 days, I believe, or around that time, estimated 32 days or so until the election. Okay, so the fact that he has to quarantine for 2 weeks, along with Melania Trump, when he would be out campaigning and engaging in deplorable debates with Vice President Joe Crime Bill Biden, right, for the presidency and all of this stuff. Look at the timing of it. Now, I would say that this is divine timing. These things were written. I tell y'all all the time. I wake up, I'm like, okay, what book of Revelation are we about to be in today? As I'm reading my daily scripture. Legit, because times are moving so quickly. Now, some people are a bit skeptical, and I agree, and I understand the skepticism, rather, that this is a habitual liar. This is an administration who has lied, made statements, made, unfounded terms and claims, and then gaslighted the public or the world, and then step back when some of those comments or deny them altogether. You never know, right, with the devil, because the job of the devil is to deceive, is to come and destroy, divide, and deceive. And we've seen that has been consistent through his campaigning in 2016, and then also during the duration of this presidency, so much so that every week, or every other day, there's something coming out, some controversy about this Antichrist, 45, Donald J. Trump, the president of the United States of America. But, so I understand that some folks may not know, we may not know, honestly. All we really know is what's being told, what's been tweeted from his account, what his chief of staff stated today in press conference in the Rose Garden. Make sure y'all come into Fly Nubian Queen, come into the broadcast. Make sure you hit the like button and share this, because the breaking news is that Kellyanne Conway also has tested positive for COVID-19. We have to wait and see. We have to wait and see what's really, really going on. But right now, I'm going to share my screen, and I am going to share what has come out several moments ago from the Daily Beast regarding her testing positive for COVID-19. All right, I've already read the copyright disclaimer. So it says that, listen, this is a cheat sheet. This is from the dailybeast.com. It says, Kellyanne Conway tests positive for COVID-19. Now, listen, Kellyanne Conway, if you've ever seen this woman, in my opinion, I don't know if she looks like a turtle or like an albino dinosaur of sorts with a long face and a long neck, but she is blonde, really annoying voice, very skilled at debating and arguing, and I think that she's, highly manipulative. But again, birds of a feather flock together. This is Kellyanne Conway. Shout out to Professor Black Truth. That's the first time I've heard that nickname for her, and I actually like it because I believe she is running a con. She has the ability of taking any and everything that Donald Trump says, and reporting back in the news or on these interviews on Fox, CNN, wherever she is, as if it's the truth or as if it's the gospel, right? She's running a con because she has been defending this man's lies the entire time. Now, this is the same Kellyanne Conway whose daughter is against Trump. She says she, made some viral statements, I think tweets or things on social media, denouncing Donald Trump and, showing that there are some conflicts between her and her parents, especially her mom, for supporting Trump. So this is like really messy anyway. But the fact that she is also now tested positive for COVID-19, I don't know what's going on. I want to know what y'all are saying in the chat. But I'm going to go ahead and read this. It says, former White House counselor Kellyanne Conway, and she's the former White House counselor because she stepped down to deal with, she said she had to step down to deal with her daughter's family issues that, they were having, right? I don't trust this woman as far as I can throw her. I don't trust 45 the Antichrist. We really don't know what's going on, but I do know that there's a greater God who is making things move. And shout out to our sister Queen Vicky Dillard, who has been breaking that down since news broke that he and Melania tested positive, and has been speaking about this whole situation prophetically for years on Fly Nubian Queen. But anyway, I digress. Article from the Daily Beast reads, former White House counselor Kellyanne Conway has tested positive for COVID-19 after reportedly meeting with President Trump earlier this week for debate preparations. Conway confirmed the news in a tweet late Friday, quote, tonight I tested positive for COVID-19. My symptoms are mild, light cough, and I'm feeling fine. I have begun a quarantine process in consultation with physicians. As always, my heart is with everyone affected by this global pandemic, end quote. Okay, so this goes on to say that Conway is just the latest in a growing list of Trump world figures to test positive for the virus. Trump's top aide, Hope Hicks, was confirmed to have the virus on Thursday, just hours before the president himself announced that he and the first lady had contracted the virus. The president and many in his inner circle have been spotted maskless in recent campaign rallies, as well as an event in the White House Rose Garden last weekend. Highly problematic, y'all. This is crazy. In addition to Conway, Trump also reportedly met with former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani and former Jersey Governor Chris Christie. Oh my gosh, that big sucker, among others, for the debate preparations. Christie has said, quote, no one was wearing masks, quote, at the time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is the tweet. This is the tweet. This is the tweet. But you know what? They're talking about who has tested positive recently. They're talking about who has tested positive recently. However, I don't remember. No, thanks. I don't need alerts from the Daily Beast. I don't remember or recall 45 the Antichrist or Joe Crime Bill Biden mentioning Herman Cain. Trump alleges that like nothing COVID-19 happened at any of his rallies, right? Well, we know, I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now. We know that Herman Cain contracted COVID-19 at a Trump rally in Oklahoma, which afterwards was struck by a damn earthquake, a really, really big, serious, like strong earthquake, like that night, like right after it was over. Okay. But Herman Cain contracted it there, and he was a cancer survivor. And he ended up passing away and never recovered from his infection. This is a Black man. Now, a lot of people laughed at him or celebrating his death. I've done a whole bunch of like talks, especially since like Elijah Cain passed away, the former congressman. You know, did I say Elijah Cain? I'm sorry, I'm getting names mixed up. It's just so much going on. Okay. Definitely, you know, John Lewis passed away. Yes, Elijah Cummings passed away. And then Herman Cain passed away. A lot of older Black men, right, whom we know have, or people have, who have been in the public eye for a while, right, who have done things and supported policies that a lot of us are not proud of or don't like, but people have celebrated them dying. I'm not on here to do that, right? That's all I'm going to say. But what I am saying is that Herman Cain was completely left out of the conversation at the debate. He was proof that there was a COVID-19 issue anyway at the Tulsa thing. Now, I don't understand why these Karens and Kims and Trump supporters and all these damn people who are crazy as hell, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to Fly Nubian Queen, by the way, why a lot of these people are so against wearing masks. So I'm not sure what's going on. It seems that I have reason to believe that these people are infected with COVID-19. Now, Kellyanne Conway is the latest person that they're saying has been infected by COVID-19. I wanted to come on and see how far is this going to go, because if he met with, according to this article, Rudy Giuliani and Governor Chris Christie and all this stuff, after on the debate, he shamed Joe Biden for not wearing masks and then lied that there was no COVID-19 issues. Didn't acknowledge this Black man who was very loyal to Donald Trump and his base, right? Herman Cain, the late Herman Cain, who passed away recently. Just complete lies and lies and lies. And listen, as the old folks say, as I say it all the time, God don't like ugly. God don't like ugly, right? So he literally bullied Joe Biden for wearing masks before the debate. And now all of a sudden, after that horrible display, that wasn't even a debate. That was something else. That was something else. It wasn't a debate. So listen, I am going to share my screen again. As you all know where you are at flynubianqueen.com, the network for melanated women and men like you. Be sure to visit our shop at shopfnq.com. That's shopfnq.com. And if you want to join our team, at Fly Nubian Queen, I'm going to need you to send an email to producer@flynubianmedia.com. That's producer@flynubianmedia.com. All right. And so send an email over, inquire about how you can join our team. We want to hear from you. Now, look, share my screen again. Let's see how far the rabbit hole goes. This is also from the Daily Beast, same article I was reading. Now, the first point was this whole Kellyanne Conway, the cheat sheet, okay? Now, number two, they have White House says Trump has not handed over power to Pence as he heads to Walter Reed Hospital. This was from 6:19 p.m. Eastern time. Not sure if there's an update. I would assume that if there were an update, they would have updated it already. So it says that President Trump, who was diagnosed with the novel coronavirus on Thursday, is being flown to Walter Reed National Military Medical Center, but has reportedly not transferred power to Vice President Mike Pence. White House Communications Director Alyssa Farah told reporters, quote, "The president is in charge," end quote. You know he ain't gonna really relinquish no power, y'all. Come on. You know he is not going to relinquish any power at all. So I'm going to continue reading this. It says the White House has said Trump will be working while he is evaluated at the hospital, quote, out of an ambulance. I'm sorry, I said ambulance. My bad, y'all. Like for real, that was a Freudian slip. It says the White House has said that Trump will be working while he is evaluated at the hospital, quote, out of an abundance of caution, end quote. So they're saying that they're keeping him in the hospital just to really monitor him and to treat him and to give him the best, medical care possible and to prevent any, other thing from happening. It also says that the White House has said Trump will be working while he is evaluated at the hospital. New York Times reporter Maggie Haberman reported earlier Friday that two sources familiar with the plan say he's expected to undergo tests at the hospital. Quote, President Trump remains in good spirits as mild symptoms and has been working throughout the day, end quote. White House press secretary Kayleigh McEnany said in a statement, adding that the president was expected to remain at the hospital for the next few days, they said. Okay, and it also says that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, a Democrat out of California, who comes after Pence in the line of succession should Trump become incapacitated, was reportedly not notified by the White House that Trump was being transported to the hospital. Y'all hear that? So basically, what had happened was when Trump was being airlifted, before he was being airlifted to the hospital, he had not transferred power to run the country over to Vice President Mike Pence in the event or in case something had happened to him or while he was being treated. He did not give up his power. He is still the commander in chief. He could have, if it was serious enough or whatever, if he chose to, he could have handed over power of succession, right, to Vice President Pence. Now, this is how it works in America. If something happens to the president, let's say, I'll just say that if something happens to the president of the United States, then the next person in line to take over and run the country is the vice president. In this case, it would be Mike Pence. If anything, then what happened to the vice president after something had happened to the president, then the next person in line would be the Speaker of the House. Okay. So Nancy Pelosi would be the next person in line to take over power. So that's the line of succession. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. There's a lot going on. According to the article that I read from the Daily Beast, you all can take a look at it. I'm sure there are other updates other places, is that Kellyanne Conway met with Donald Trump recently to help him prepare for the debate. And clearly, I guess they was in there chopping it up. Ain't nobody had no mask on. They be seen all these places without wearing masks and contracted COVID-19. That's what is being reported. Okay, so I'm sure news around this will be breaking constantly over the weekend. We want to be here and make sure we give you those breaking news alerts. It's important that you text the word Queens to 31996. That's Queens with an S to 31996, so that when we do go live and we do break news, or if any of our queens are covering great content, as we do right here on Fly Nubian Queen, then you want to be notified. So text the word Queens to 31996. That's Queens with an S to 31996. This is where we are, okay? It is 11:01 p.m. Eastern Time as we're reporting from the Fly Nubian Queen newsroom, right? I'm Lioness Crown, your revolutionary, unapologetically Black African host, right here at FlyNubianQueen.com, the network for melanated women and men like you, right? 11:01 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday, October the 2nd, 2020. Y'all, the month just started off this whole week has been crazy. Not only, did the stuff around Trump's taxes come out, you also had that horrible, horrible damn debate, right? That was just like a wrestling match. I don't even know how to describe that debate. That happened this week on Tuesday. And then there was some leaked audio from a woman who wrote this book called Melania and Me, who worked for Melania in the White House, who was fired or something. I forget what her role was. And this leaked audio included horrible statements by the First Lady, okay? The First Lady, Melania Trump, making disparaging comments about children being separated from parents at the border, kind of being like, screw them kids, F them kids, we don't care about them kids. And they want me to do this Christmas program, and oh my God, and and screw Christmas. I'm paraphrasing here, but y'all get the point. Not very First Lady like at all. right? And shout out to First Lady, former First Lady, but First Lady Michelle Obama, who, you know, has been very vocal in the media, right? If she did anything remotely close to, or if President Barack Obama did anything remotely close to what we're seeing coming out of the White House between Donald J. Trump and Melania, and especially with Melania's antics, she would have gotten dragged. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot going on. I mean, it is so much going on right now. I don't even know what to say or where to start. But what I do know is that this is the fall. We are witnessing and living in the times of the fall of white supremacy. It is being like shaken to its core. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. We got to sit back, watch what's going on, do what we need to do for ourselves and our families, and to, you know, to take care of our community. And we'll see what judgment has in store for some folk, right? Because we know that you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. So I want to come on with this breaking news from Fly Nubian Queen, from the Fly Nubian Queen newsroom. I see that I wouldn't be surprised if more people popped up in the next, like over the weekend, also testing positive. Because now what they're going to have to do is just keep testing people to see any and everybody that folks came in contact with. And I don't know how close Joe Biden got to 45 the Antichrist, Donald J. Trump, you know, during that situation at the debate this week, or any of his staff, or any of their staff talk to staff on the other, you know, candidate side or whatever. I don't know. I mean, it would just be crazy if, like, even people within Biden's camp, because of that debate, they were all, you know, folks were there. Wouldn't it be crazy if he also tested positive, or like some people like on staff? Like, how far would this go? You know, and this is the Trump's administration. Is this, you know, he was making, you know, statements about injecting yourself with disinfectant, downplaying the coronavirus, downplaying its impact. And then I think it was the other week he was saying, or something leaked, that he admitted that he knew that coronavirus was a problem, but he was trying to deliberately downplay it, allegedly because he didn't want to cause like mass panic or disruption to the stock market, I believe. Right. And so many lies and things, you know, talking about different treatments where, you know, he was telling people to take certain drugs that was not proven to be effective treatments for this, you know, disobeying and going against medical experts about this stuff. You know, this has resulted in the loss of over 200,000 American lives, according to the statistics as they are. I know there's controversy around those statistics, but what we know is that there have been over, I believe, 7 million cases of COVID-19 in the United States. Worldwide, I forget what that number is. I think there could have been like, you know, a lot more millions of cases, but like at least 1 million people worldwide have passed away due to COVID-19. But in the United States, at least 200,000 people have lost their lives, according to the data that's being put out there in mainstream news media, to COVID-19. And now you have the person who was alleging that this was a farce. This was like some sort of conspiracy from the left, allegedly, to, you know, scare people and, you know, shut down American business and shut down the country and all of these things. This is the same person who was trying to prevent a lot of the shutdowns across the country when people were getting sick. So listen, there's a lot going on here. Let's keep our eye on this. If there's anything else that's breaking over the weekend into next week, I'll be sure to cover it as I can. I want to remind you to subscribe to Fly Nubian Queen on Facebook, YouTube, as well as iTunes. Also, check out our programming at flynubianmoney.com and flynubianbusiness.com. Flynubianmoney.com and flynubianbusiness.com. And don't forget to text the word Queens to 31996. Hit the like button, share this broadcast, check out the rest of the Queens on our network, and hit the like button. You know, rock out with us, you know, invest in us, support Black news media. Okay, support us. All right, y'all, that's all I have for now. Let's see what's up with Kellyanne Conway and her positive diagnosis. I don't know how deep this rabbit hole is going to go, but the weekend is just getting started. So let's see what's going on. All right, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all can follow me by going over to Lioness Crowned at YouTube. That's Lioness Crowned at YouTube. Also, I have a program on weekdays, most weekdays, at 12 p.m. Eastern Time at FlyNubianQueenTV.com, which is our YouTube page. Okay. It's called the Lioness Den. It is a Black first space, and you must have the heart of a lioness or a lion to rock with us. So if you want to come over into a brave space and have constructive conversations of all things Black empowerment and advocating for ourselves and, you know, establishing some sort of agency and Black empowerment, come through weekdays, FlyNubianQueenTV.com at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, the Lioness Den with your girl, Lioness Crowned, Jade Arundel. Okay. All right, y'all. This broadcast is ending, but so is global racism and white supremacy. We will and we must trample this beast through fortitude, preparedness, and collectivism. And always remember that they sold us, so they owe us. Tangibles 2020. No tangibles, no vote. And also no anti-Black racism. All right. Until next time, family, peace and Black power.